Stone, I understand you've got a couple of topics you want to discuss tonight, man. Go take it. You've got the floor.
Back in the iconic Robert Stack eventually took over the reins and did the show for, I think, 14 years. I mean, started out on NBC, then it went to a few other channels until ended up on Lifetime. And then he sadly passed away in 2002. We had a revamp briefly in 2009 for, it was either FX or Spike. I forget which one,
Spike.
but it had, it was Spike? Okay. Dennis Farina. Now, I bless Dennis Farina. I really liked him, but that version of the show was, I thought, awful. The new one on Netflix, he was miscast. Yeah, he just didn't seem. I mean, it's really hard to fill Robert Stack's shoes, and that's why I think the new show on Netflix, which just dropped on July 1st, 6 episodes. I think the best thing about it is that there's no narrator. They let the stories speak for themselves. They let the story participants speak for themselves. And I am digging this new version of the show. I love the format. I loved how they extended the stories to an hour to let everything breathe and really go into more in depth into the mysteries. I am a little, I am wondering about how they're going to do updates later on. I mean, like, are they actually going to do updates like before or after another mystery and like cut down the running time? I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Or they might say updates at the website. I don't know yet, but
I kind of think they might do just update episodes. Like if they have
you think
a couple
so?
of updates, then because they've, from what I've been reading, and I don't want to cut you off, there's already been
no, go ahead.
some updates. Like there's some significant leads from the show already on at least 3 of the cases. So
really?
It's inevitable that something could come down the pipe, and they could maybe just do an episode where like it's just, you know, a little recap of what happened in that episode and then an update, and then, you know what I mean, and maybe make it into like another 60-minute episode or 45-minute episode or whatever, but we'll see.
That guy just killed his wife, right?
What's that?
The hairdresser? Her husband?
I'm not convinced. He's a morbid guy, and he's really
weird.
is an asshole. I can't go so far as to say he killed her, though. I don't know.
Well, he sleeps with their ashes. Like, that's fucking
Well,
weird.
that is weird as hell. That is weird as hell. And the idea is, did he kill her just to keep him for himself for the rest of his life and say, screw the son? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced on that.
You know, here's something that I thought was really free. I don't think he killed his wife, but I've had 2 family members both be cremated, and I've seen their ashes. Her bag of ashes. See, either she was very petite, or something has happened to some of those ashes, because there didn't seem to be like a whole lot of ashes there. And I just remember thinking,
it was just skeletal remains.
What are you implying, sir?
I was just kind of thinking like,
She was found so much later. There wasn't a lot left.
Yes, I didn't really. That didn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
What was crossing my mind was, what's this freak done with the rest of those ashes?
Well, the first thing he said was he was kind of like, I've never opened this before, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
All right.
Oh, he lied.
You know, he
lied
like,
right then.
Yeah, he looked like Dr. Loomis when I first saw him. I was like, that's Dr. Loomis. Look at him. Yeah.
I think he did it.
Yeah.
I think he did it.
You think he did it?
I think he did
Okay.
it. And the reason why is because he has no reason to treat the son so badly.
Yep.
I mean, that's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels.
Yes.
And the fact that he keeps her in a closet, in a box, didn't take the ashes out, put them in any receptacle, screams guilty to me. It all screamed guilty to me. Every time he came on screen, I just was like, that guy is guilty.
I know his alibi wasn't airtight, but didn't he have some sort of like it was one of those ones where it was kind of weak, like he couldn't have made the drive.
Yeah.
He
alibi.
did.
Yeah.
From his claim.
Yeah.
He did,
He's no fool.
that
You gotta remember
doesn't mean
too,
he didn't
Jamie.
hire someone.
Yeah, you gotta remember too. All the friends were like, "You guys need to look into the husband."
Yeah.
All the
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
I think there could be some foul play.
I felt so sorry for the son. Gosh.
That was the worst thing.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That angered me. That made me so angry. I was so upset because I can't even imagine why he would treat that kid that way, except for the fact that he's a controlling jerk.
Yeah, he wanted all the wife's attention. Clearly, every bit of attention that she paid to the kid, he hated that. He hated the kid, and
that angered me.
If
so
I can't
much.
have her, no one can.
Yeah.
Well,
and you can tell that guy had a hard road after that. Like, you see the pictures before that. She had him in sports. Like, he looked like he was a clean-cut kid. He was supposed to be
he's
good at
dead on the
sports
inside, right?
And like now you see him on there, and his nose is crooked. You can tell that guy got in some fights. He's got tattoos on him. Like, he's had a hard road since then, and it's all because of that moment, right? Like that makes it even sadder. Like, he's had a hard life.
I can tell you from experience that that's exactly what happens to family that goes through that. Because my cousins, they were never the same. My family was never the same. I call it the before and after, because my family was one way before my cousin got kidnapped, and then another way after, and then even another way after her body was found.
It's horrible.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. There's a book about it, but
there's a book about it?
There is. It's called Right for the Picking, but it's only localized. It went on sale in bookstores around here, but I don't think it got national attention. It was on the Current Affair once.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed the new Unsolved Mysteries. I didn't know if I was going to, because I love the old Unsolved Mysteries so much.
Right.
I love the silhouette of Robert Stack at the beginning. I love that they didn't.
I love that.
They gave me chills the first time I watched the first episode when that came up. I was like, "Oh man, that is just awesome."
#Stack.
Yeah.
And they didn't. I mean, they tweaked the music a little bit, but it's still that classic Unsolved Mysteries theme.
Yes. Yes.
And I have to admit, the first episode, for at least the first few minutes, like they're not being a narrator and they're not being the dramatic reenactments. Kind of, I was like, I don't know about this. But then when the mystery kicked in, I was taken.
What's y'all's favorite episode, Stone? Because I was the alien guy. The alien episode was what got me, man. I was gonna say the first episode was killer too. I got a lot of questions about that crazy son of a gun with that note he left, that underground world, and what was that, Piz? What did he say?
Oh, I still think that guy had like an undiagnosed, like maybe like bipolar disorder or something. I think it may have been. I've read some stuff that some of his friends may have been like playing the game on him, and like making him think that he was in the game, and they didn't realize how far it was going. Maybe I've read some pretty wild theories, but
that note, man, that note freaked me out.
I saw an update where they were talking about how they'd had that note analyzed by this person and that person in the FBI, and trying to crack the trying to crack it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I don't know when I that's my favorite episode of the new series. That one just really intrigued the crap out of me.
Oh, which one?
The Ray Rivera one.
Yeah. First one.
Oh yes, the hole in the
my God.
And
like, no answers on that thing, man.
No.
What happened?
And then you find that the note, and I mean, that to me, that was a guy who he knew he was going to die. His house had been broken into two separate occasions. He knew that his wife's life was in danger. He probably knew that night that he left that he wasn't going to come back. And he left that note thinking somebody will crack it. I think that the answers are in that note, because he's talking about, I mean, the opening line was about a secret society. He's talking about Stanley Kubrick, whose last film was about a secret society. I don't know. It's wild stuff, man.
I heard that as early as October there might be more episodes, because from what I heard there was supposed to be 12, but 6 got delayed with COVID.
Yeah.
So we might even in October get hit with another 6 episodes in the same season. Like if you notice, they call it like series or volumes or something like that on this.
Right.
It's not the same naming. So I think they're going to do like season 1 might be 2 volumes, and then after that, when there's more consistent production, they might see it go to series or season or something like that. So hopefully more episodes.
I just wanted more. That's my only complaint.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I was going to say that
I wanted more paranormal ones too, because I love that UFO one, and there was no ghost one or anything like that. And I was like,
Oh my God,
that kind of stuff wasn't always on the show, but for me, it was my favorite stuff. So
Me too.
I was going to say real quick to close out Unsolved Mysteries. My favorite segments have always been the mysterious legends, like the alternate histories, where I do believe to this day that John Wilkes Booth actually escaped after he murdered President Lincoln, and they provided compelling evidence on stories like that, how supposedly the man that shot Martin Luther King probably never shot him. I mean, they did so many stories like that, which were very detailed and very compelling. I'm hoping they really do stories like that again too. Really do.
Mm-hmm. Were there any others during the season that stood out? Because I did the one that we already talked about with the hairdresser who disappeared, and that was a really good one. I personally did not care too much for the UFO one.
Whatever, Pierce.
That was disappointing.
You're an alien. That's why you don't care.
yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet because I've only watched the first 3.
I loved it, Jamie. Check out the alien one. I'm telling you, my favorite one. That was scary stuff to me.
I haven't seen the one that's subtitled. I've not watched that one yet, and that's the only one that I haven't
And that's
seen.
one of the ones that I think is going to have an update very soon.
That would be Lauren's favorite. I think.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed with the new Unsolved Mysteries. Pretty happy about it.
I did watch that subtitle one, but I didn't pay much attention. Sorry.
Me neither.
I was Netflix and chilling.
Oh yeah, I was watching with my girlfriend, and we got to that when we were just kind of machine gunning them on. We got to that one, and I was like, "Do you feel like reading?" She was like, "No," and I said, "All right, skip." So we moved on to the next.
When you brought up UFOs, I was going to say real quick that, hey, I think the news story of 2020 is when the Navy finally confessed, oh yeah, UFOs exist. Thank you to former Blink-182 man, Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge, he's the man, dude. He knew it for years. Aliens exist.
Everybody laughed at him. He said it. He was going to do it, and everybody laughed at him.
He did it. He did it. He pushed the Navy to say, yeah, UFOs exist. Thank you. It's about time you admitted that.
The one thing that I did like about the UFO episode was when the guy said that he heard a voice in his head that told him to go home, and he ran out of the house, and to him he was running full speed, but like the woman saw him and he was just running in place. For some reason I thought that was kind of freaky, like,
Yeah, I visualize all that stuff when I hear it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this as soon as we're done.
Yeah.
It's good TV. Now, what Ryan's saying very well could be true, but it's good TV. Let me tell you that.
I'm going to color you because it is a fun episode. I thought. I mean, I was waiting for you.
The hell out of me.
The one thing that made me doubt them, and this is with every alien abduction story, where was the probing?
You know what? There was not nearly enough probing. You're right.
That's the one thing that made me doubt them. Because I mean, who doesn't? Yeah. If you get abducted, that's the first thing that happens to you.
Yeah.
So they're like, if that didn't happen to them, then they're making it up.